she knows how to make some things tick, not because, from what I understand, her desire, but because she saw big pain points in the world. And she shared her pain up front, has written about that in a book, also brought my trust and respect level up, but in the midst of that realized that we need to get the word out about things that really matter. And so her heart and passion has now bled over, and other people are now getting the word out, and she helps them to be able to do that. So please help us to be able to understand how to get the word out better about what we do. This is Kristen Faith Sharp, my friends.
Hello everyone, my name is Kristen Faith. I'm the founder and CEO of Boss Babe Networking. My background is in social media marketing. I've reached millions of people online, raised millions of dollars for domestic violence after I left an abusive relationship. I'm going to give you as many gems as I possibly can in the very short time that I have, so bear with me. For me, social media is more than just a tool. It's an outlet for you to share your story. Why is that important? Every single one of you has a story to share, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you are a parent, whether you are an avid marathon runner, whatever that story is, I want to be able to help you share that properly. Now, no matter what your business is, I feel like people get stuck in this idea of, well, what do I share on social media? I'm boring. Well, there are different ways to do that. So my first suggestion is building community online. I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks on how you can build and engage your community online. So when I first jumped onto Facebook just about a decade ago, after I left that situation, I shared my restraining order on Facebook. And that was very unique because people who have been in those situations don't traditionally do that. But I wanted to be able to connect with people like myself. And so for you, if you know that you have pain points as an entrepreneur, or you are someone who is trying to reach someone who has a pain point, talk about it in a story form. Be able to relate to that person on the other side by connecting with them through story. So I was able to do that by sharing my story, building community where millions of people were jumping onto Facebook and sharing their stories. And so we created a huge network globally for people to come together. So for you, whether, let's just say you said you're a mortgage lender?
Yeah.
Mortgage lender, okay, we are in a very interesting housing market right now, and so the cool or unique way on how you can spend content creatively, I'm gonna give you gems on the spot. So how I would do it is talk about the struggle, give people the opportunity who are currently looking for houses, give them a platform to share their story on how difficult it is for them to get into a home. Maybe talk about their family, talk about how, maybe we got a soccer mom who's trying to get a home and trying to find a safe place for their child, whatever the case may be, and now you're pulling on the heartstrings. People want to hear those heartstring stories. Two types of content that a lot of people love to consume, especially us millennials, is we want to be shocked. So like, oh my God, that's so crazy. That's a social experiment. I can't believe that happened. Or they want to be, pull on the heartstrings like, oh my God, that's so sweet that happened. So be able to use that. Use storytelling as a way to engage people online. Here's another gem that I talk about in one of my trainings that I don't have time to talk about in full today, is my SEED method. So whatever industry you are in, the SEED method can absolutely work. Connect, educate, and empower. So let's just say I'm talking about, tell me your business.
Social media development and making things.
Cool. Social media development and making things. Cool. So connect. How are you? So I'm just going to give you some gems, and I'm sure I'm just preaching to the choir right now. But for me, if you contacted me for some odd reason, we do social media, but you wanted to connect with your audience. Well, what stories are you sharing? What are some pain points that other clients have went through? What are some really impactful stories that you have been able to tell? Has any of your stories been featured on some major media outlets? Those are things that as a consumer, as a business owner, I'm like, oh, tell me more of that. How did you get on People Magazine? How did you get on Glamour Magazine? Educate. So people want to know how to do this whole social media thing better. So for me, I'm gonna give them tips and tricks. So stop talking about, oh, well, that one time I was wearing a red shirt and it was great, but then that next Tuesday, cut out the mumbo jumbo and get straight to the point. So when you're telling stories online, you want to be impactful, you want to be intentional, you only have a certain amount of time to reach those people. And so think about your timeline as a walking, living, breathing business card for your business. If you're anyone and you're a nonprofit or work with a nonprofit, Okay, cool. One thing that I have seen countless times over and over again is nonprofits are constantly saying, and I'm sure for those of us who do donate to nonprofits, but nonprofits are all over social media saying, give me money, 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 give me money. And while that's great, to me as a nonprofit consultant, I also don't want to feel like I'm walking down the street and you're like, hey, you want to marry me? And you're like, do I even know you? So you want to be able to build relationships very much on the tangent of what other folks said today, is that Colorado Springs is all about building relationships. Yes, it's a long game, but yes, it's a very sustainable game if you play your cards right. So you want to use education. How are you educating the people on your timeline? Talk about how could people actually get a house right now? Some people honestly don't think it's possible. So you want to provide them education on how they can learn about what you do. You don't want to give out your whole basket of goodies. You want to kind of get their feet wet real quick. So connect, educate, and empower. So kind of tying into the whole domestic violence thing and how I was able to do that, I provide education. I wanted them to feel empowered to become advocates. So whether you're a business owner, whether you're just walking down the street, or whether you're here at Co-Harbor, how can we provide value to the people who are on your timeline to feel like, oh, I'm now more educated about maybe your social impact business and you're doing things in the community and you're empowering me to have opportunities to give back alongside you. I just realized I didn't even talk about my business. So my business is Boss Babe Networking. Our mission is to help rebuild the lives of survivors of domestic violence through entrepreneurship. Without going off on a whole giant tangent, I had this whole come to Jesus moment of like, I need to figure out what exactly I need to be doing after I transitioned out of my nonprofit. I felt like I was just doing work, but I didn't feel like I was doing impactful work. And I wanted to be able to change that so my business reflected really what my true intentions were. So, and how we do that is we offer social media management services, where you now have the opportunity to empower survivors of domestic violence by working with my business. Sure, you can go and ask anyone else to do your social media. I can show you my receipts, but also you have an opportunity to create change here in our community and across the country. So there's my business. Collaborate. So an easy thing that every single one of you can do is collaborate with influencers in our community. So let's just say you have a client who has bought a house from you. Awesome. Hey, can you be my walking billboard? And this is what it could look like. Hey, can you wear my merch to, you do a whole bunch of events. Can you wear my merch to your events that you're going to and tell people that you got it from me? Awesome. Hey, can you, you're an avid marathon runner. Can you wear my sneakers to your next marathon? So there are different ways that you can collaborate with people without having to spend a whole bunch of money. So you are now tapping into a whole different group of timelines of people who can be walking brand influencers for your brand. I think when we think of brand influencers, we think of like the Targets or the Walmarts or the Amazons, when you all have the opportunity to collaborate with everyday people who may have an impact in their own special lane. For example, if I have 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 friends on social media and you have a business that creates merchandise, cool, awesome. I could wear your merchandise and now you have access to 3,000 more people that maybe you didn't have access to. So now it's kind of taking off the load of, oh, I gotta post all the time and I gotta make sure that my content is right all the time. Well, cool, you can collaborate and you can also create content, and that content could be more stuff that you can fuel on your timeline. Here's a quick gem, is that all of you can be resourceful. So if you take out your phone, you don't have to do that right this second, but here's a quick little homework assignment that I do tell a lot of my clients, that when you open up your phone and you open up your photo album, one quick nugget that you can do right now is start organizing the content that's already in your phone. That means, let's just say you are a business owner and the 3 big buckets that you want to share on your timeline is your ability to travel, the impact that you make in the community with nonprofits, and let's say the other bucket is, I don't know, you're an artist. And so you are gonna go through your timeline, whether it's through your videos, your live photos, whatever the case may be, and you're gonna start organizing it as impact stuff, events, community projects, or whatever the case may be. And so when you are deciding to post on social media, now you don't have to feel that overwhelm of like, oh my gosh, I have 18,000 pieces of content that I need to go through every single day to now post on my timeline. Now you're gonna be able to have at least a smaller bucket of content that already exists in your phone that you can use right now. And you can reuse this. It's called reusable content. And we're all about saving money, so boom, there's another gem. And delegate. I feel like a lot of business owners get into this mindset of, well, I know that I need social media, but I really don't have time to do it. I don't like it. Whatever the case may be, don't get stuck in this bucket of, oh my gosh, I know I need to do it, but I'm not gonna do it. Find ways, be resourceful. Boss Babe Networking is here to support. But if you have a team, if you have interns, there are different ways in how you can tap in to the community at large, or if you wanted to personally be educated on how you can do social media better for your business, just don't get stuck in that bucket or in that mindset, because social media is a tool for you to use to market your business, to be a walking advertisement. And again, another quick gem, stop posting that you're going on vacation if it has nothing to do with your business. Please stop posting those and your cute dog pictures on your timeline if it has nothing to do with your business. It is a walking, living, breathing business card for you. And so use that as an opportunity for you to market your business. And there are different creative ways on how you can do it. Content creation is an incredible tool that people are using every single day. There are thousands upon millions of videos that get uploaded every single day onto all social media platforms. And so my takeaway for you is to be creative, and there are different ways in how you can do it, but I think at the core level is how can you share your story? There's someone out there that needs to hear it. And from someone who has done advocacy work for years and years, I know that there is someone in this room that needs to hear from you, and they just don't know you yet. So with that being said, heck yeah.
Nice job.
I talk so fast.
20 seconds left, yeah!
Woo!